What up, it's Big Cuz. Welcome to the channel. Back with some more Pokemon Unite content. This video is going to be the fourth episode in my Who's That Pokemon Unite series, where I take Pokemon I want to see in the game, build movesets out for them, and see how they might look if they actually were in the game. This episode's going to be over TOXICROAK. I did a poll on Reddit and he narrowly inched out Weevil, and I'm pretty excited about it because TOXICROAK is probably my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon, so I was excited to get to do a video for one of my favorites. So let's get into it here. We'll go with the progression tree first. Level 1, your Croagunk. Both of them are poison and fighting types. Then at level 5, you evolve into TOXICROAK. I gave him the speedster role. I want speedsters to rise back up in the jungle, so I tried to make him a strong speedster and give him that level 5 power spike, so that when he's coming out of the jungle after his first clear, he's got some power. We'll take a look at the character page again, go over the stats: high offense, low endurance, high mobility like a speedster. And I actually realized this is TOXICROAK's shiny sprite, so I messed up, but he's one of those shinies that looks pretty much the same as the original sprite, which is lame, but whatever. Let's get into the moveset here. We'll start with the passive, since it's what the whole kit's based around. It's Poison Touch. The user's basic attacks, abilities, and incoming melee attacks add a toxic debuff to opposing Pokemon, stacking up to 5 times. These stacks deal damage over time and increase the damage of users' attacks and abilities. The more stacks, the more potent the debuff's effects are. So basically what I'm thinking is maybe one stack, it's like normal poison DOT, it's not huge, and your attacks are increased by 10%. Then when you're at 5 stacks, it's like a 50% increase, and it's a pretty good DOT damage. I'm going for a speedster with sustain, so he's got decent burst, but once he goes in, he doesn't blow his whole kit and just become worthless like a lot of speedsters do. You miss a Hex with Gengar, you're done. Absol, once you engage, you're done. Talonflame, once you engage, you're kind of done. I want to give TOXICROAK a chance. He can pop in, kind of lay low, and then pop back out for a big poison stack burst. But we'll get into the moveset and I'll explain a little more about how those bursts work. So yeah, let's get into it. So at level 1 and level 3, you have the options between low sweep and poison sting. We're going to go over the low sweep tree first. Low sweep is a melee attack. The user kicks forward with a leg sweep, dealing damage and knocking down any Pokemon in front of it. So it's kind of like a cone stun, like the monk leg sweep in WoW. And then once you evolve a level 5, you can select one of the 2 following moves: Sludge Wave or Brick Break. Sludge Wave is a dash. The user slides forward on a wave of toxic sludge, dealing damage, slowing, and adding 2 toxic stacks to the Pokemon it passes through. This could basically be a engage tool or a disengage, depending on how you're trying to play around your toxic stacks. And then the move upgrade, if it hits a target with 5 stacks, it has its cooldown reduced. So you're going to see as a trend, I went with all the move upgrades. They synergize with the passive, so it's kind of like some late game tools you can use. Then with Brick Break, it's a dash and a buff. The user leaps forward in a chosen direction with a chopping strike. This attack boosts the user's attack speed for a short time. This move will also break any hindrance barrier it hits or passes through. The user receives increased attack speed boost if it destroys a hindrance. So I think this move would be pretty sweet. Gives you some utility. You can crack through a Snorlax wall or a Mime wall, and then it gives you that attack speed boost. So instead of getting the 2 stacks right away like with Sludge Wave, it gives you 1 stack and then the speed boost. So you're brick breaking in, and then you start jabbing, and you're stacking up those toxics faster, so you can maximize your damage. Then with the move upgrade, if it hits a target with 5 stacks, it always crits. So then it could be used as an execute too if you want to brick break in, lay low, wait 9 seconds, that's a long time, but then you can come back in and shatter people. But let's get into the next tree, the Poison Sting tree, see how it all synergizes. Poison Sting is a ranged attack. The user shoots poisonous needles from its mouth in a designated direction for a short time, dealing damage and adding a toxic stack to any Pokemon standing in the range. So how I would see it working is like a Bulbasaur Razor Leaf, where you blast leaves in a designated direction for a short time, and but it would also add poison stacks. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, between Poison Sting and Low Sweep, he'd probably be a pretty mean laner, but that's fine. Like, that'd be cool too. You could have a speedster in lane, why not? And then upon reaching level 7, you can select one of the following 2 moves: Poison Jab or Cross Chop. Poison Jab would be a dash. The user jumps forward with a toxic uppercut, dealing damage to Pokemon it hits and adding 2 toxic stacks. So this would normally be partnered with Sludge Wave, so you're getting the double 2 toxic stacks, and you're just spreading your poison like wildfire and just mowing people down. And then with the move upgrade, if Poison Jab hits a target with 5 stacks, it heals the user. So it's another thing, like, you just have more sustain in the long fight. If like you're in trouble after your initial burst, you try to get out of there and wait for your Poison Jab to come up, and you can heal up and do a bunch of damage. Then with Cross Chop, it's also a dash. I gave all of his moves dash because he's a speedster, kind of like Absol. But with Cross Chop, the user slashes forward with cross blades, dealing damage and knocking up a Pokemon it passes through. So it's a stun, so that would be good. Normally you combine it with Brick Break, so you can like crack hindrances and then stun people. This was more the fighting build, where the Poison Jab is the pure poison build, but both of them I feel like would be effective. And then with a move upgrade with Cross Chop, if it hits a target with 5 stacks, it grants the user a shield. Just a little bit more sustain. I really just think speedsters need to be able to last longer in team fights, so that's what I try to do here. But let's get into the basic attack, because I actually forgot about that one. So we'll get into that before the ult. For the basic attack, we have every 3rd attack the user spits a ranged Sludge Bomb. This adds a toxic stack to the target it hits and explodes, spreading a toxic stack to each opposing Pokemon in the area. So this could be used as like a chase down mechanic if you need a ranged attack to last hit someone, or you could send a bomb into a group and spread toxic stacks to all of them. I think it'd be sweet, but it also kind of pisses me off that now the structure of my video is a little messed up. But let's get on to the ult. Yeah, the ult is Poison Dart Dance. I came up with a name because Toxicroak's a Poison Dart Frog, so let's just run with it. The user spirals in place for a few seconds, continuously shooting toxic darts at Pokemon in all directions. Each dart deals heavy damage and adds a toxic stack to the Pokemon it hits. When the move is over, the user gains a speed boost and shield. So basically this is a Katarina ult. You're spinning around, firing your needles out and melting people. I could see it being used as an opener or a closing move, because you could, as an opener, you could open with it, spread all your stacks, and then follow it up with your kit. Or you could spread your poison and then finish them off with the Dart Dance. But yeah, I thought it fit the kit really well. I thought it fit Toxicroak really well. I'm not crazy about putting another AoE around the user Unite move, but I think this one's cool. But yeah, I tried to make Toxicroak a sustained damage speedster, so he can mess you up, but like the longer he stays in the battle, the scarier he gets. And his kit's kind of situational. If you're playing against a team with a lot of hindrances, you might want Brick Break, but you could combine that with Poison Jab. You can combine all 4 of the moves together, and he's kind of like an anti-all-round or anti-defender, because the longer you're hitting him, the more damage you're about to take. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. That's pretty much it for this one. I'm going to do Gen 5 next. I'm going to have a poll on Reddit. I'll have a link in the description, so make sure you go vote on that. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you next time. Peace.